What about this, Nod? What do you think? NRL State of Origin heading to New Zealand, potentially in 2027. This is courtesy of Pete Bedell and Travis Main in the Daily Telegraph. So it's only going to be an 11th hour collapse to see it not happen. First time in 40 years that Origin will be played overseas. Of course, back in 1987, it was sort of an exhibition game, but someone forgot to tell the New South Wales team, so they got stuck into it. But they've been talking about Eden Park as the venue to host Game 2 2027 Origin Series. The only sticking point around this would be with broadcaster Channel 9 that prefer the 8 p.m. kickoff, which of course is 10 p.m. New Zealand time, but the NRL is considering a 7:30 p.m. New South Wales, 9:30 p.m. New Zealand time, if they can get that done. Thoughts?
Love the idea, love the concept. I think we've taken State of Origin to Perth, to Adelaide,
Melbourne.
To Melbourne. We've sold what is our premium sport, is a premium game, really, apart from Grand Final Day. Obviously, I think State of Origin's the best thing we can sell as a product. Everyone loves it, mate versus mate, state versus state. Huge crowds, and obviously, I think we take our showpiece games to the best stadiums in Australia, and we sell our game, and we get new fans, new audience. I could not have any reason why we're not going to New Zealand. And I would even say you could play it, Jimmy. What if we contemplate the time challenging issue? What if we played it on a Saturday?
Oh, no. I'm not a fan of Saturday. Saturday at that time, there's a lot of AFL being going on, right? So you're going to split your audience. We know that sports lovers, no matter what their code of persuasion is, they will watch a State of Origin game on a Wednesday night. So you've got to maintain the clear air. So that'd be one thing.
Yeah.
The second thing is New Zealanders are used to staying up till 10 o'clock to watch the start of the State of Origin. It's massive over there. And I think there's a few things involved in this. And one of them is that a continuation of the strength of the Warriors.
Yes,
a
true.
continuation of the strength of the brand of rugby league over there in New Zealand. You know, the emergence of rugby league, or not the emergence, but rugby league taking on rugby union is becoming more and more pronounced in New Zealand. So here's another thing that you can hang your hat on if you are the rugby league game. The only concern I have is that Eden Park's got 50,000 as a maximum capacity.
But that's their best venue, isn't it?
It's the best venue. It's the only venue that you'd play it at. It's not quite purpose-built for rectangular sports, but you can probably get away with that. They play All Blacks tests there, so
that's what I thought.
let's face it.
We've played lots of test matches there in the old days, didn't we? Australia versus New Zealand.
Rugby league, Carlaw Park.
Carlaw Park was the other one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But and not huge venue-wise. But I think it's a great promotion for our game. As you said, it grows new fans, new market. I can understand now why you say the fact that you'd make it probably just a bit later kick-off on a Wednesday night, because then you do get all the audiences involved. I was just trying to think of a quick time adjustment to how would you not start the game so late. You could play it on a weekend, but you're right. Then you're competing against all other sports and bits and pieces. But if we're not, we're not going to expand to another team in Perth, in New Zealand yet. There hasn't been any talking of that on the radar with the two new expansion teams that we are aware of with Perth and PNG. Then let's give them our premium game that sells more of a product. The Warriors have had sellouts now for a fair while, haven't they?
A couple of years, yeah. But State of Origin in New Zealand will help with the promotion of a next team too.
That's right.
I actually am of the belief that the next team must be from New Zealand.
And is that
it's
why
the obvious place?
And is that why we've been to Perth multiple times to promote State of Origin?
Of course.
To help promote the game, put the brand, being State of Origin, rugby league brand, in front of people's faces, in front of people's eyes, and then all of a sudden, we're going to go to Perth in a couple of years' time.
And that's exactly what's happened. A shout out to our man Mal Meninga over there doing his best for the Perth Bears. SEN's NRL Grand Final coverage live from Sunday at 9 a.m. And it's SEN, all thanks to Australian made by Australian to support local jobs and communities. Look for the Australian made logo. The other one, speaking of expansion, and we've got the 19th team in 2028. That is PNG. But now we've got the PNG Prime Minister, James Marape, mulling over 4 nicknames. So what would you have for PNG? The Pythons, the Chiefs, the Angels, or the Crocodiles? Is there one that jumps out at you, Nod?
Well, no, not really. I think the Chiefs are already taken by someone, aren't they?
Well, Kansas City, but we're not going to play against Paddy Mahomes and anytime soon.
The other three names, I'm thinking Chiefs are the only one that would.
You like Chiefs?
I like Chiefs. Yeah, I think it's pretty powerful, isn't it?
The Angels was a tip to the Fuzzy Wuzzy Angels, but that strikes me as a very Australian way of looking at things, not a PNG way. One of the things that this organisation must do first, foremost, and with every thought they have is, how is this going to resonate with the people of PNG? Because remember, I know the NRL own it, but it's their team.
That's their team, and obviously, are they going to be based in PNG? And are they going to be a true fabric of PNG for their community to get behind them?
So I'm ruling out Angels. Crocodiles is very Australian. Pythons or the Chiefs. I don't know what a leader of a village in PNG is known as. Is that known as a chief? I don't know that. I'll have to look that up in the news break. A nod. PNG, no, knackers. I'm not going to read that out. This is the Temper text line, of course. Actually, no name, no team would be better. Oh, knackers, don't be like that. Are you a supporter of the PNG team, Nod?
I've got concern of the PNG team. I think, obviously, concern being, are they going to be fully based out of PNG? Is the country...
Yes, they are.
And are they going to be behind them?
Yes, they are.
Where are they going to get players from?
That's a harder question. They might come to the Magpie Bar at Wenty Leagues.
Living in a compound, are they going to have to do that? Or are they going to...
Hang on, whoa. It's all about... It's the village.
It's the village.
Or the resort. Whatever you want to... It's not a compound.
Okay, well... The 5-star village.
Now you're talking.
And the tax-free money that they're talking about.
Now you're talking.
Jimmy Smith's coming out of retirement.
There's your incentive.
There's the boy from St. Greg's. Still knows how to count money.
Oh, come on.
But no, I've got a little bit of concern. Obviously, the Perth franchise, I can understand that in some regards, but also I think they might be questionable. I think it's going to be very hard. If two sides come in the competition pretty close to each other, it's going to be the depth, Jimmy, and the signing of players available. To get good rosters straight away to compete.
No doubt, their biggest challenge first up will be who do they name as their head coach? Who's going to be the face of their franchise? That's the biggest decision that they will have to make. And before that, they've got to work out who's going to be CEO after Andrew Hill steps down.
That's right. What's your thoughts on PNG? Obviously, it's a lot of money to be involved, and it does grow the game. And any time I've played against PNG in a test match, boy, they're hard. From minute 1 to the 79th minute, tackling, physicality, and never giving up. And they love rugby league. Absolutely love rugby league. I've got no concerns about that. I'm just got some other concerns about growing the game there and putting a team out of there.
I just wonder how sustainable it's going to be. So if at the end of the 10 years when the government money stops, how sustainable will it be at that point? Does it stop after 10 years? It might be a continuation all the way through. We do not know that. As far as pathways go, I have no issue with the pathways. They will have literally thousands and thousands of kids playing rugby league. And then it just becomes a numbers game.
And they've done very well. The BMD competition they've played in for a long time. They've been part of that Queensland Cup, from PNG for a long, long time now. So they've got football up there, and it's just about putting structures and systems in place and giving kids a dream to play for their own team.
The more exposure they give young people to elite rugby league and elite preparation for rugby league, the better that they will be. G'day, boys. Surely you're calling the PNG Pythons. It's something not currently used in Australian sports. I'd imagine it will resonate with them. There is already a Townsville Crocodiles in the NBL, so think of that straight away. So, Duckman, good point. I did look it up. So, Chiefs is what you call a leader of a village in Papua New Guinea. Several names, Chief and Big Man. So there we go, the PNG Big Men, and Daryl Broman could be the patron in the early stages. There's another thought. What about New Zealand has to get a team in the new Christchurch Stadium, says the North Coast Knight. I understand the Sydney teams are big brands, but some of them are often getting 10,000 people at games in winter. Christchurch will at least get that many every game and more. That's from the North Coast Knight. Are you aware of that new stadium at Christchurch?
I have been led to believe how beautiful and how good it's going to be when they. But also, as you said, Jimmy, you're a fan of going to New Zealand. If there's another expansion, I think that has to be the next team that comes on our radar. I don't think we've got anywhere else we can go outside of Perth, PNG. And as you said, then it becomes we've got. The Broncos had pretty much Queensland for a fair while, didn't they?
Yep.
And then obviously Titans come in, and then obviously Cowboys, and now the The Dolphins have got that sort of bit of rivalry now, but I think for the Warriors, who are going so good lately in the last few years, fans have come back, and the amount of players that have to leave New Zealand to chase a dream, why would we not then go to New Zealand as our next franchise if we get it? And then that would be great rivalry also between the Warriors and whoever that team becomes.
Immediate, instant rivalry with the Warriors, so that's one thing. Brilliant stadium down there at Christchurch, that's another thing. There's about 600,000 people that live in the Canterbury district, so the population is good without being exceptional, but we do know that they are rugby mad, so rugby league and rugby union. My understanding is that the best performed high school in New Zealand over the last 2 years is actually a high school from Christchurch, so there is rugby league being played in the schools down there. And the other thing that I'm told is that there are young athletes now who just want to be professional rugby players. They don't care whether it's rugby union or rugby league, and if you're looking for players, Perth is going to be an issue for players. You'll have to take players from where rugby league is now played. PNG, you are developing rugby league players up there. This one is another shot across the bows of rugby union if you were to have it in Christchurch, and you would also satisfy getting those players who would be ready-made to play in the National Rugby League.
And not having to move out of home or not move out of their country to,
Absolutely.
To chase a dream.
There's another one for it. All right, keep those texts coming in on the Temper text line. So what would you do, Nod? Let us know. Are you going to play Ezra Mam off the bench, or do you want to start him?
No, I thought they would name that on Tuesday. I actually thought they would start Ezra Mam and put Ben Hunt in the dummy half position on Tuesday. I don't know if coaches in grand final week make late changes and switches. It worked for him last week. Maybe Ben Hunt moving the dummy half position after a period of time doesn't have as much fatigue in Ben Hunt. Ezra Mam will have to come on at some stage and play 5'8", and that's probably worked last week.
Yep.
Obviously, 14 points down against the four-time premiers and able to come over the top.
Yeah.
If you can do that and you get Patrick Carrigan back, why would you change anything?
Well, you're changing something with getting Patrick Carrigan.
Well, but that's become, but you're not changing the spine and all that from the start of the game. You were 14-0 down. And
so hang on, I'll put it to you this way. Do you think Adam Reynolds on the right and Ben Hunt on the left worked well for the Broncos last week? Do you think that's worked well this year? Because I would question it. I would say, I think as a balance between half and 5'8", and you know better than I, that Adam Reynolds and Ezra Mam are a better balanced halves combination than Adam Reynolds and Ben Hunt.
Well, Adam Reynolds and Ben Hunt are very similar halves, aren't they? They're both, Ezra Mam has a running game, individual brilliance. The other two are just game managing halves. And I thought Ben Hunt, when he went the dummy half last week in the second half, he came up with some really good kicks as well. And obviously he came up with a play that was a part of the try for Willison. I think it might have been his try. I think Ben Hunt jumped out of dummy half and went down the short side.
Pass, yes.
And got the pass. It got knocked down by Nathan Cleary, and they pick it up, and Willison scores under the post, which is when the conversion was missed. Not under the post, just left of the post. That's when Reece Walsh missed that conversion. So I think Ben Hunt is more dangerous, more creative. But Corey Pakes, I don't know if you could start him on the bench. Like, how would he get involved in the game?
No, I'd start Corey Pakes. I'd have Ben Hunt on the bench, and I'd have Ezra Mam at 5'8". That's what I'd be doing.
And give Ben Hunt freshness into that dummy half role. 25 minutes into the game, 30 minutes into the game.
He might play the next 55 minutes.
I've got no problems with that.